was a woman in a car with must have been a 4 or 5 year old, and she's saying, I want to speak to Daddy. When can I speak to Daddy? And the mum's saying, you can speak to him whenever you want. He's up in the sky. And the kid's saying, I don't want Daddy to be up in the sky. I want him here. And this woman's crying as she's driving. And she's saying, Daddy's always with you. Daddy's always here. And this kid starts crying and screaming, I want to see Daddy. And to be fair, I mean, this woman is crying as she's driving, but she's holding it together quite well. And she's saying, well, you're going to see him tonight in your dream. Give him a big hug in your dream. And I'm bawling, crying at this. That is so sad. But such the essence of life. This idea that there's this child that doesn't understand death at all, and there's this mum that understands death but doesn't know why it's happened, and she can't explain to this kid why Dad's not here anymore. There is no way, because she doesn't understand why either. But you can't tell the kid that, because you're the parent, you're the mum. And I feel that still now in my chest. That is such a sad position to be in, a sad moment. But this is going to sound weird, but I enjoy that. I enjoy seeing that. I don't want it to happen. I'm not a psycho. I don't want it. But when I see that, I think, yes, that's what life is about. Me watching that. And that woman and that child's going to have their own experience, and they're going to go through what they're going to go through. Life might be hell. Life might be heaven. You don't know. But me watching that, I'm saying, I can't wait to be there for a child like that. Hi, thanks for clicking on the video. I just want to let you know what my videos are like. Take a bit of patience. There's no quick editing and all that business. But if you just sit with it and listen to the words that I'm going to say, that's where the value is. The value isn't in the big fast editing, in the fakeness, in the being someone I'm not. The value is in just listening to the words and seeing if they connect with you. But I do the best bits of every video that I make on other social medias, Instagram, TikTok. I post them on there, the best bits. And also I'm on Spotify, so if you don't want to just watch, or you don't have time to watch it all now, check out Spotify, just listen to it in the car or whatever. But yeah, enjoy. So this is just going to be straight off the cuff, to be fair. But I've been scrolling and somehow got onto pretty sad videos, sad and happy videos about care and about mental health and times of suffering. And, you know, people crying, people tearing up with the struggle of life and the stuff they're going through. And I'm watching this stuff and I'm crying myself and watching through this, these people struggling and chatting about it. I'll give an example of one of them. It was a caller talking to someone and telling them how their son had died, and he was 12 years old, and how I think it only happened a month and a half ago, and it's so sad. And the person who's receiving this call, talking to him about it, they have a 12-year-old boy, and this fella's sad. And the person who he's calling asks what was the boy like, and the boy is telling him what he was like, and he's remembering his son that's died, and he's saying he was a happy kid, a funny kid, funnier than he knew. And it was just sad, and he's describing him. Just sad clips like that, and clips of police officers telling parents that the son's died, the kids have been killed or whatever. We know those sad sort of stories. And Tony Robinson came up, and people are talking through their issues and relationship issues, and you really, what I got from it is you're really seeing the human side of someone. That's what connected with me. That's what's making me cry when I'm watching these videos, is you can see the humanness, because there's something that happens in our life, something that happens where we almost stop being human. When we're working, we almost take a different personality. We forget that we're speaking to humans. You go to the shop and you buy something, and the fella's there at the till. It's a cashier. It's not a human. We develop these roles. I know when I work, I'm less human than these moments when I'm watching these things. My true self comes out. I see this pain, and I'm open to this pain and feeling what these other people are feeling. And I remember I'm crying and I'm watching these videos, and I remember the times when I was sad. When I was sad and I was crying, when I would have these human reactions of just pure emotion, pure sadness. And I'm thinking, God, I really don't have these anymore. I don't really get them. And in a weird sort of way, I do miss it. I miss that crying. I've not cried in a long time. And it was a weird feeling, because I've still not cried in a long time for me, for my sadness. Because I'm not sad. I'm not been sad for a very long time. Or it feels like a long time. 2, 3, 4 years. And these videos of this sadness, of other people's problems and other people struggling, it really brought me back to those times when you do just feel fucking hopeless. When you do just feel lost. But it makes me feel grateful. In my head, my initial reactions, I want to be around that. In a selfish way, because it makes me see what I've got. Another clip that I saw was a woman in a car with must have been a 4 or 5 year old. And she's saying, I want to speak to Daddy. When can I speak to Daddy? And the mum's saying, you can speak to him whenever you want. He's up in the sky. And the kid's saying, I don't want Daddy to be up in the sky. I want him here. And this woman's crying as she's driving. And she's saying, Daddy's always with you. Daddy's always here. And this kid starts crying and screaming, I want to see Daddy. And to be fair, this woman is crying as she's driving, but she's holding it together quite well. And she's saying, well, you're going to see him tonight in your dream. Give him a big hug in your dream. And I'm bawling, crying at this. That is so sad. But such the essence of life. This idea that there's this child that doesn't understand death at all. And there's this mum that understands death, but doesn't know why it's happened. And she can't explain to this kid why Dad's not here anymore. There is no way, because she doesn't understand why either. But you can't tell the kid that, because you're the parent, you're the mum. And I feel that still now in my chest. That is such a sad position to be in, a sad moment. But this is going to sound weird, but I enjoy that. I enjoy seeing that. I don't want it to happen. I'm not a psycho. I don't want it. But when I see that, I think, yes, that's what life is about. Me watching that. And that woman and that child's going to have their own experience, and they're going to go through what they're going to go through. Life might be hell. Life might be heaven. You don't know. But me watching that, I'm saying, I can't wait to be there for a child like that. I can't wait for someone to see me like that, and see me like that because I've loved them that much. And it brings us back, or it brings me back to human, to like what it all means, to why are we doing this. And like I said, I don't want that to happen to people, for me just to watch and get this, I don't know if I call it pleasure, but to get this enjoyment or positive. It's not enjoyment, that's sick. But to get this positive where I can look at that, and if I had a daughter, I mean, I'm crying to this video, I'm getting choked up now thinking about this, and I don't even have a kid. So I can't imagine if I saw that and I had a kid, I'd be going straight home and hugging that kid. I'd be coming home and being so grateful that I've got that kid, because there are people out there that have got these tragedies in their life that crush them, that they don't understand why. And I feel like I know why, but I'm not 100% on it. But one thing that I know we can take away from situations like that is appreciation, is gratitude for what you have. It makes me see what I have in life and appreciate it and say, fuck me, I'm lucky. I'm lucky I'm alive. I'm lucky I've got the family, the friends, the relationships that I've got in my life, where I'm like, fuck, yeah. I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky to love my parents, to love my girlfriend, my friends, and to feel their love, to feel and appreciate what I have, because there are some people out there that don't have that anymore. Because I'm scrolling through these comments and they say, you know, this is the other side of suicide. You know, it's getting me thinking about, you know, people in those comments are saying, as a dad, this is why I would never commit suicide. This is what's keeping me alive. This is what I'm holding on to. That's how much that means to them. So if you've got it, fucking see it. And that's what I hate in life, my life. That as human, it's human nature, it feels human nature to always want more. And I'm in this constant state of got to improve, got to do more, got to be better. And you get caught up in that. You get lost in that. And it's a case of look at what you've got, because there are some people out there that really do not have what you have anymore. And I feel sad because sometimes, or I used to, still have it sometimes now, where I couldn't feel things in the moment. And I think this is meant to be a great moment, yet I can't feel it. I can't see the pleasure, the joy that I'm meant to be feeling, but I know that later on, when I look at this memory, that I'm going to be grateful. But these videos that I was seeing and these situations in life bring me back to reality and make me see what I've got. And I think that's why it's so important to be sharing and documenting everything about your life. Don't document, let's say I've lost a child, lost a family member, some tragedy has happened. We're not sharing because we have the solution. We're sharing the process. We're sharing what's involved in anything in life, the good, the bad, the awful. I want to see that, because someone like me, I don't have tragedy in my life. I don't have anything going wrong. I remember when I was, a year ago, start filming this, I had this thing where I'm like, how can I talk about how to be better in life? How can I talk about the things that go on in my mind? How can I talk about what to do in life, how to think, when I don't see my own hardship as that big anymore. In comparison to everyone else, mine's nothing. And I got past that by knowing that that's not the point. Because there are some people in my situation who were in my situation that I used to be in the past, that could never see the life I have now. Because I know me 2, 3, 4 years ago could not see how I would be right now. And it's the unknown, and I wish I could document some of the thoughts I had 3 or 4 years ago. The sad thoughts, the unhappy thoughts, the struggling thoughts. You know, I noted them down in my notes on my phone, and I thought I've had them all this time, and one day I was going to look back on them, read through them and see what it was truly like, because I don't fully remember. I don't fully feel that pain anymore. And I realised that I don't have them anymore. I've lost them. I handed in a phone and they've not transferred with iCloud. I've not got them anymore. So even I have lost this essence of what it was like. So I need people to document and share their pain, because I need to be shown what the fuck I've got in life. I need to be shown these sort of things, because I know I forget. I know I don't see all the beauty in my life, and I want to be reminded of it. And sure, I can't watch these videos all the time. That would get sad. Too sad. But I don't mind seeing them sometimes. I don't mind being reminded about them. And I want to be around these situations because I'm so happy. Because I figured it out. I want to be around these situations to be there for other people who feel like it's impossible for it to ever be figured out. I'm not saying I'm this God and this guy with all the answers, but I want to be around it because maybe, just maybe, I can add 1% of help. And selfishly, I want to be around it because I want to feel everything that I've got in life. The simple things of having a mum and a dad, a brother and a sister, of friends. I can feel getting choked up about it. To have a girlfriend that I've always dreamed of having, and she's perfection. She couldn't be any better. And I want to be reminded of that all the time. And I think that's where it's important for, if you ever feel like you want to share something, but you're not the person to share it, fuck it. Why does that matter? Because you don't know who this is going to affect, who this is going to attach to. You might think it's too much, or it's not enough, or it's not right. But for me, I noticed that seeing other people's pain and problems, even though they've not figured it out, that mum replying to that daughter, you can see on her face through the tears that she hasn't got it figured out. That she doesn't know what she's doing. She doesn't know how to cope. Yet she shared that anyway. That is beauty. That is perfect, because we need to see stuff like that. I need to sit there and cry to those sort of things so I can see what I truly have. And to never miss out on seeing what I truly have, because that is a feeling that I would hate. Because I've had people die in my life, and I think about them now, and I think about how, God, I miss them. About, God, if you just wish they were here now, the things you would say to them. And it's like a little bit of regret, because while they were alive, you didn't do it. And I think about that, let's say with my parents or siblings or relationships. And I think, what aren't the things that I'm scared to talk about now or do now? It's like, do it now, while they're still alive. Because once they're gone, they're gone. You don't have that chance to do it. And these things, other people documenting and sharing the tough times, remind you of what you need to do now. But yeah, just wanted to hop on while I've got all these emotions and thoughts to talk about that. Because not everyone sees things like that. But yeah, if you'd enjoyed, give it a like, comment and all that jazz. You don't have to if you don't want to, but thanks for watching. Peace.